Hello, Larry the Pinbug Guy, and welcome back to Larry the Pinbug Chat number 62. Yes, well, folks, I hope everybody's doing great today, and I'm going to talk a little about questions I've received from emails from viewers. Uh, there were some of the emails that I didn't bother or I'm not going to bother to address because they got real personal. Wow. Okay, so Mr. Announcer, if you may, you can go ahead and start with the questions. Looks like only one person is on, but that's all right. We'll go ahead with our routine, and when we're done, we're done.
Okay, question number one. What's your favorite nib and which do you like more? The 14 karat gold vintage, 14 karat gold, vintage 14 karat gold, titanium, or palladium?
Okay, I really like the 14K vintage, but depending what year uh, that nib was made, that will make a difference. Uh, the 1990 uh, vintage that I'm speaking of is my Mont Blanc 149, which really it's a wonderful nib. It's has a nice bounce to it. It's got a nice wetness to it. Springy nib, just an excellent rider. Uh, the I have a 14K gold nib, uh, and I like them. They're nice. Uh, are they better than the vintage? Well, they're a newer nib, so I'm not going to be able to compare them, with the vintage because for me, I will only compare vintage with vintage like Mont Blanc and a vintage Pelican. But if I was to say the vintage from the 1990s to the 18 Kegel nib, uh, probably, maybe, just by a hair, the 14K vintage 1990 would probably surpass that just by a bit of a hair. Okay, uh, titanium nib I have just gotten into recently. Was it last year or year before last? And I like them. I have two. In fact, one of the viewers sent me one. A Karas Custom that I really do love the titanium nibs. Um, and I like them right up there with the gold nibs, believe it or not. Some people don't agree with me, and that's fine. Some people don't like them, and that's fine. But for me, I like them right up there, like I said, with the gold nibs. Palladium nibs they're okay, and they're nice nibs. I have never found anything wrong with them, but are they as good as the titanium? Titanium is a bit different than palladium. It's kind of a toss up because I really do like that titanium. The way that nib hits paper, it just for me it just sings. Palladium again, I have quite a few of them, and they're fine. Will I ever stop buying them? Probably not. The problem is, can I afford them? So I can afford a titanium nib over a palladium nib or a gold nib any day. So I hope that answered that question. Number two.
Okay, welcome and hello to George, David L, JJ, and David C.
Hey, Dave, C, JJ, and everybody else. Hello,
And
Fogger.
Foghurst. Hello. Okay, number two. What got you started doing pen reviews? Does it take a lot of time out of your daily life? And does PayPal and Patreon help out a lot, or a little, or hardly? And hello to Frank and Kara.
Okay, so go with the first part of that again.
What got you started doing pen reviews?
Okay, what got me started in pin reviews? Well, when I first got started, I started out with some folks from Starbucks bought me a Starbucks machine. So I went on YouTube and did a personal thank to them for getting the machine. And they got me all set up with the vanilla and the coffee. Everything was set up. Was really, really generous of Starbucks to do that. The staff, manager Cody, uh, and the barista kicked in. Andrew was one of them. Justin was another. So when I was doing the review, I was already into fountain pens. So I'm saying, why not share this fountain pen that I had? I think it was a Jen Howe on my shirt, and go from there. So I had really no intentions of doing reviews whatsoever. But just starting out on that one pen, I really did like it. Well, in fact, there were two, a red one and a blue one, which I still have today. And I really did like the pens more than I could ever imagine. So after that review, I didn't do one like the next day. No, nothing like that. It took me a little while to start getting others' videos down of them. So I bought other pens, and I just fell in love with pens, and this sensation came over me, this feeling inside me that just screamed with love and passion and excitement and thrills, and it just like bolts of lightning, and it was just like I went to a different planet. It was just a lot of love and joy. So I said, you know what? I'm going to get into videos, and I've got to learn how to do this, and that, in which I'm still in that learning process. So at that time, I was watching other reviewers, but I didn't come on here to compete with anybody. That's not my goal. Uh, I didn't come on here to keep up with the Joneses. That wasn't my goal. I come up here, get on here for me to share my love and excitement and the little knowledge I do know about fountain pens. And I wanted to share all the love I had with all you guys out there. So that's how that got started. Next.
Okay, welcome to Greasy Pete and new viewer Penultimate Welch. Okay, does it take a lot of time out of your daily life to
Okay.
do the videos?
Okay. Yes, it does. Something that I didn't know at the time that was going to take this much time. It can take, just doing a video, it can take anywhere 10 minutes, depending what it is, to 45 minutes to an hour, hour and a half. And then the editing comes in, correct?
Yes.
And then that can take, who knows, 30 minutes, an hour, just depends how fast the computer goes. Sometimes even up to 2 hours. A lot of changes involved, a lot of I put things in that I want in there, things I don't want to take out. And then from there, the uploading next, right? That can take a bit of time. And after I upload to YouTube, then the processing kicks in. So that's more time. So it can take anywhere from an hour up to 2 hours, depending on the video. And the next question was on that? PayPal.
PayPal and Patreon, does it help a little, a lot, or hardly?
Okay, on that, that's a good question that was sent to me. I never had any intentions or wants to even go to PayPal or Patreon. In fact, I never even knew they existed. But viewers emailed me, not just one or two, but I had many viewers email me, said, Larry, why don't you get into PayPal and Patreon? Whatever they can donate, that can help you buy other pens, inks, and paper that you need for your reviews. And I said, well, let me think about it. So I talked with some other people and I said, you know what, not going to hurt. So I did it. So yes, I'm on Patreon, I'm on PayPal. And that other question was, how much did it help? What was it?
Yes, does it help a lot, a little, or hardly?
I would say hardly. I don't get a lot on there at all. Um, it helped a little bit more last year than this year. And this year I would say it was hardly. Now last year wasn't breaking no banks, nothing like that. I still have to put in money out of my pocket to buy whatever I'm needing to buy. Um, so, but every little penny counts. So I hope that answers. Okay, next.
Okay, we're going over email questions, and hello to Gracie Anna, and thank you for your comments. How can viewers help out if they can't afford to donate to PayPal or Patreon?
And that was another good one. Okay, sometimes money gets real tight, and so here I am, and let's say you got $20 or $30, and you say, well, I'm going to donate that Larry Penpal guy that I subscribe to, and I'm going to send it to PayPal for him. But then you notice this pen that came on that you've been really wanting, and it's like on sale for $50, and you've got 25, $30 saved up, and say, I really want this pen. So they get the pen. And they didn't mean to do it because they had good intentions, but I can understand that pen. Wow. So here's how they can help them. If they can't afford to contribute, you can always share my videos. You can always get other subscribers to join in. Those are big, huge pluses, more than you realize. Next.
Okay, hello to Michelle, welcome.
Hey, Michelle.
And Gracie asked the question, what do you like to do art-wise? You might mention your coloring books.
Yeah, I do like coloring. Where is my coloring book? They're around here somewhere.
In the other room, I think.
Yeah, I do like coloring book. I do like the Minions coloring book. Yeah, I know it. But I do have other adult coloring books as well as kids coloring books. I just like to color. I guess I always like to color. I'm not good at it. I try to stay in lines, and well, you can be real icky when you color. I'm one of those ickies. So, but yeah, coloring I still do. In fact, when I have time and I'm at Starbucks, I will color there at, at Starbucks. Or when I'm watching TV, I might pull out a coloring book. If I'm not practicing writing, I will color. Next.
Okay, from hello to Alex, welcome. He asks, what's your favorite cheap and expensive pens?
What's my favorite cheap?
And that's your favorite cheap pen and your favorite expensive pen.
Wow. Well, my favorite expensive pen, that could be hard to pinpoint.
Would that be the Beatles pen, maybe?
Well, yeah, Mont Blanc is probably my favorite. I like the Beatles pen because it's the Beatles pen. But then I do like the Sailor King of pens. So, but the Beatles pen is more expensive. And that was like, what, $900 almost. On the low end pens, I'm trying to think here. On the very low end pens, I do like the Pilot Metropolitan, the Preppies, some of the Gin Hows I really like, the 159, 750, 450s, the 599s. I really enjoy those. I do like the Troisby. They're real neat pens. Pilot Para is a nice one. The Lamy All-Star Safari are some more nice ones. Conklin pens and Monteverde pens are other ones. I'm trying to think here. Come on. Some of the mid-range pens. I like the Pilot Justice 95. Excellent fountain pen. I just really fell in love with it. I like the Edisons, he puts out some really nice fountain pens. Um, well, and almost, I only have one almost pen. I really do enjoy that one. Uh, Sailor, the mid-range pens, I'm talking about the 1911 large and others in that range for sailors. Um, what else? Let me get it out here. The Longby 2000, that's a real nice one. I call it mid-range. I think you can get it for like 150 or so, 200 maybe. Um, what else? Oh, I'm trying to think. Kaweco has a real decent pocket pen. I like those as well. Uh, Let me do a little cheating. I do love, not like, I do love Noodlers. I like their pens. They're cool. For me, no problems. I never had any problems with the Noodlers, really. Um, I've heard a lot of stories people have said about, Noodlers this, Noodlers that. And I guess I'm just a fortunate one because not yet, knock on wood on that. Wingsong is a decent pen. And Preppy, if I didn't say that yet, are nice pens. I do like the vintage Esterbrooks. They're also a nice one, and the Pilot Vanishing Point. It works for me. A lot of people don't like it because of the clip on it, but that has never bothered me, so that's not an issue. As I go on down a little bit, I do like Schaefer pens. From the mid range to the lower range, and I do like my Star Wars pens that recently came out. Isn't that a cool one by Darth Vader? Cool. That rocks, doesn't it? So the here's another one that I really like, the Diplomat. They have some good pens that I like, and I finally got a Diplomat, I believe, with a gold nib. I really like it. Jim Hines pens, I like those. They're pretty cool. So I hope that answers some of those. I know I left out a bunch of pens, but on we go.
Okay. Gracie asks, have you ever used art supplies by Derwent? And I'm going to say no, you haven't.
No.
Just you use regular crayons and then matte pencils for your coloring. Okay, hello, Take a Snooze, and he wants to know, have you checked out the Opus 88 demonstrator?
No, not yet. I have not.
Okay, let's see. Hello to Pete. Have you heard of Tai Li pens from Taiwan?
Never have.
Okay. Okay, back to the email questions and a slightly different question for you. What size waist and shirt do you wear?
Wow. I wear a medium shirt, and I can wear a 29 waist or 30, depending how they make their pants. Okay.
Okay, next email question. Do you have a favorite color besides blue?
I do, and that was going to be green. I really dig on the olive green, but I do like some other greens, but olive green is just really just got my attention. Monteverdi olive green, olivine, yeah.
Okay, email question. When is there too much ink for you?
When I don't have any room to store it. There's too much ink on a serious note when I just have bottles of ink or even samples that are just stagnant, just sitting there, not being used. To me, that's just too much ink. But on the other hand, it's ink that I may use at a later date, or I could just have it to show on display. So, but too much ink is ink that I used to buy bottles of it and don't like it. That's too much ink.
JJ stopped at 50 bottles of ink. David C says there's never enough ink. Jordan, hello to you, and he asks, what's your opinion on red inks?
I do like red inks. Now, David C., if you're listening, which you are, and this is David C.'s fault, I'm hooked on Pilot Irizuku Yamabudo. I don't know if that would be more of an orange or red orange, but I really like the color. I do like red inks. I like true red inks, though. Fiery red, a vibrant, deep, rich color of red. That gets my attention. Mont Blanc puts out that Poppycorn Red, I think it's called. I really like that. Waterman has a red. I forgot the name that I use that I need to get more of. But yeah, I do like red.
Okay, Take Us News asks, how do you get started in the vintage pen hobby?
Many moons ago, a viewer sent me a vintage pen. And that kind of brought me back to memory lane, back from the 50s. Because, when I, growing up, my first experience with a fountain pen was back in the 50s. So I got this vintage pen, and I liked it. And I guess I got into them. Do I buy a lot of vintage pens? No, I don't. For one thing, I'm not sure what I'm buying. So I need to be careful I don't buy something that I won't like. I'm not really too hip on the bag pens. They're harder to clean out for me, and you have to replace the bag later on, and I don't want to get all the stuff to go in there, break it down, get the bag, blah, blah, blah. But I do like some vintage pens, and depending on the vintage pen, on that nib, yeah.
Okay, David says it wasn't his fault on the ink.
Oh,
Okay, next email question. What's your feeling about the new Aurora Optima Flex?
on the negative side, it's a small pen, so you have to post it. On the negative side, again, it just, the colors really didn't do much for me. It's one with the blue, then a light blue, and of course I like blue, but the blue just wasn't that kind of blue I like. But I was buying the pen for what's under the hood, the nib. That's what got my attention, because I did try the Aura 88 when they came out. And so on this edition that came out, limited edition, I already had plans. I'm getting it. I don't care. End of story. I don't care if it's the ugliest pen. I want that nib. I got it. Now, since I had the pen, how do I like it? It's a flex pen. It is a flex pen. End of story on that. I love it. It's a great pen. I'm learning how to flex. So, in fact, I just put the pen up 2 days ago, ran out of ink, and when I first got it, I think I filled it up 3 times. I put it up. About 4 days later, I got it back out, put it up, then got it back out, put it up. So, yeah, I mean, the Aurora Flex lays down the ink, has a great flex nib on it, wonderful nib on it. Others may disagree, but I'm going to say what I say. I love it, a nice flex nib, and the pen was meant to flex. People will tend to flex nibs that aren't flex nibs, and at their own risk, they can damage that nib. I don't like pushing a nib to flex it. If it's not a flex nib, I'm not going to go there. Next question.
Next question is, which pen performs better, the Sailor King of Pens or the Mont Blanc 149?
I have been asked that question many, many times. And I am going to say, for me, wow, that's a tough one. I love both of them. I'm going to say no comment at this time. Next.
Okay, slightly different question. Does anyone call you a geek or a nerd?
Yeah, I had some emails. They called me I was a blah, blah, blah geek and say, hey, stupid nerd and stuff like that. And you sure are nerdy. You sure are geeky. And so, yeah, I get name calling occasionally.
Yes, we do get some off-topic questions from time to time. Some of them are not so nice.
Yes, some are very personal.
Here's one that you can answer. Do you like music? If so, what type? And do you play an instrument?
I love music. I love rock and roll music from the 50s, 60s, 70s, some of the 80s. Do I play any instruments? Yeah, I play drums. I have a working knowledge of guitar and a little bit of piano. Next.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, here's another question. How is your health holding out, and how do you manage your pain?
Wow, that was a good one. My health is like a seesaw. I guess I have withdrawals because I can't do what I love to do. I like to be outside. I like to be exploring out in the boonies. I like to be rappelling from the hills, the mountains, from bridges. I like to be out there swimming. I like jogging, racing, doing the 100-yard dash, stuff like that, camping. But my health is like a seesaw, up and down. It's more of a down to a medium that I feel okay. So, I always sit back and say, how the hell did I get this way? It's not a good thing. Inside of me wants to reach out and do things, and then I can't because of the disability that kicks in, and I constantly fight it. Like when I jog, I have 2 canes that I'll carry with me, and I won't jog like a normal jog. It's kind of like a short little step jog. But it is what it is. And how do I handle the pain? Well, you may say, well, pain pills. Well, not really. I do have the pain pills, but I really don't even take them that much. I'm supposed to, but I don't because they do work a little bit, but they don't completely take away the pain. No. And I do have these very bad muscle spasms that come up. So when I get out of bed, I have to hold on to something because of muscle spasms, and I'll show you real quick. They'll start kicking in, if you can see, right in here, right in this area. It's when they start right there. And then they work all the way down the legs to the toes, and then they come right back up from the buttocks all the way up to the midsection. And it just painful as hell. It's just a whole lot of hurt. So, now how do I handle that part, right? Isn't that part of the question?
Yes.
Well, believe it or not, I worked my way to the pen room where we have an exercise bike in there, and I get on that bike, and on my iPad I watch videos, and I'll do my exercise on the bike to get my legs moving. And during the day, fighting that pain, I'll reach for a pen, a fountain pen. Yep. And just do some doodling, maybe start a letter, maybe just bonding with the pen, cleaning it up, changing out a nib or something. So anything to do with hands-on with a pen. Maybe fiddle around with my inks, rearrange them. Just tinkering in the pen room. That kind of gets my mind off the pain. Yeah, the pain is still there, but it kind of helps take it off for a while. And that may be hard for some people to even understand, because it's hard for me to understand. The pain is that tremendous. Next.
Okay, JJ says that they understand, you have their understanding and support. Take Us News asks, do you know of a reputable website for vintage pens?
Oh, I did, and I forgot the name. If I can think of it, or if I come across it, I'll let you know. But I was asked that question last year, and I did have the answer. But now it's this year, and I don't have the answer. But if I find it, I'll send it to you.
Has anybody out there used the website Go Pens? We get their pen trays. I haven't looked at their pens very closely to see. I think they have a few vintage. So if anybody has any comments about that, that would be good. Hello to Brendan. Alex asks, do you draw with your pens or just write?
Both.
Okay. Next email question is, do you prefer custom-made pens or standard pens from a production line?
Both. I would probably go with standard pens on a production line because affordability, for one thing. And they do, for me, put out some really nice pens. Custom pens can be costly, not all, but I guess what I can afford. But I've been all this time buying production pens that I guess they're my favorite. Custom pens, depending who makes them, and the price would also take into consideration. Next.
Okay, regarding the question about the video quality, yeah, I'm watching on my phone and there's a bit of a blurriness going on. We may have some problems with the Wi-Fi on our end.
And the light's not on.
No, it's the signal itself. Okay, next question from email is, last year you mentioned Jim Hines was making a pen you like better than the 149 or King of Pens. When will you get it?
Oh yeah, Jim is supposed to be making me a pen that he said, Larry, it's gonna kick better than the King of Pens or the 149. Well, this was 2 years ago. So no, I haven't got it yet to the answer to whoever asked that question. But hopefully one day, God willing, I'll get it, and then I will show everybody the Jim Hines super duper whooper exciting pen. Next.
Okay, next email question off topic is, what's your favorite TV programs?
Oh, cool. I like that one. Let's see. I like the zombies. Let's see, The Walking Dead, The Fear of the Walking Dead, zombie. I like the Andy Griffith Show, Donna Reed Show. What else? Green Arrow. Come up with some.
And we watch a lot of the CW superhero shows.
And what else? Come on with it.
NCIS.
Love it. Criminal Minds. Keep on.
SWAT.
I like monster movies. I like ghost movies. What else did we watch? Last Ship.
The Last Ship, yeah.
Yep. And what is that one about the animals? Zoo. Zoo's a good one. So did I miss anything? I'm sure I have. For now, hope that'll do.
Okay, hello, Ink Guy. Good to have you. Michelle likes medical dramas. We haven't got any of those that we like at the moment. I guess we're more into the crime dramas. Okay, next question. Another one, different one is, do you believe in God?
Yeah, amen. Sure do, 100%. Oh, one more thing. ER, we watch those emergency,
Yeah, trauma in the ER and untold stories of the ER.
and sometimes we watch those live police shows, the real ones. So, okay.
Okay, here's a good question for you. Will you ever cut your hair? And if so, will you send me a lock of your hair?
Okay, when you stop breathing,
Mhm.
I'll cut my hair. No! Uh, well, ever send you a lock of hair? Well, maybe.
Mhm.
And for the person who asked me that question, I'll tell you what, you go ahead and private message me. No, email me like you did. And for you, I'll send you a lock of hair. How's that? Your your question is answered, and I will, but I'm not going to cut my hair. Never.
Okay. You mentioned Starbucks a lot. How often do you go to Starbucks?
I go to Starbucks every day of the year. That's me, Starbucks. And me and my buddy, which I'm just got through drinking, love Starbucks. And what do I drink? I only have two drinks there that I drink. Vanilla latte, either 20 ounce, 16 ounce, or 12 ounce. And or black sweet tea with the regular sugar that Starbucks uses. 20 ounce or 16 ounce. And what do I eat there? Well, I might as well say that. Oatmeal. Yay. Next.
Okay, regarding t-shirts and caps, are you going to make different designs for them? We do have Zazzle.com, Zazzle.com, that we have a number of items on, and we're putting more on that each day. You can look for, do a search for Larry's fountain pens and come up with the different items that are available. And then we're also working on getting set up on cafepress.com. We're not quite there yet, but hopefully we'll get that set up this week, so that there'll be some more item options for that. Show them the polo shirt.
Okay. And then we're going to talk about the designs and stuff. Okay. You've seen the t-shirts, right? Well, I have a black one, a blue one, I got an orange one coming in. And here's my newest one that came in on the polo shirt. Isn't that cool? The logo is not as big and large because some people don't like the large logo, and that's cool. So there's a small one. And then we're going to have different ones than that even. We're going to have them use Larry's fountain pens with two pens crossing each other. We're going to have one with the Larry's fountain pens with a circle and what do you call it? Like the pen club,
Oh, the nib.
the nib in there. We're going to have different designs on the t-shirt. And I got with a Mr. Announcer, and here's what I wanted, and he's working on it. I want a space rocket ship fountain pen design, and the fountain pen is going to be a rocket, and it's going to be going through space, and you'll see all the stars and stuff behind it, and through the back end of the pen, like a rocket ship, the fire coming out from the back. So that will be interesting. We're going to have shirts designed with imprint logos on the back, and they're all going to be different. And some of the logos, what were we saying, are going to be not the sword is mighty, or what is it?
What did we say? Well, we've got ink it up.
Yeah, on the space, you were going to go.
Space is going 3, 2, 1, right.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, then right. That's going to be pretty good. And then get up. And then right now on Zazzles, I think, we have a new t-shirt. It's pretty cool on there, but it has like a fan type where it says Larry's fountain pens, and then I have 5 different pens on there, so that's going to be pretty cool. So we're coming out with all new kinds of stuff because I'll get into this real quick. I like t-shirts, okay? T-shirts, jeans, t-shirts, and shorts. So why not just design my own t-shirts and buy my own t-shirts and wear them? So also caps. On Zazzles, Uh, there's a cap. They only sell one type of cap on Zazzle. That's the only draw on that one. And there's a trucker's cap. There's this one right here. And uh, and they're a nice looking. I like white caps. Trust me, I do. But I don't like the topping of this. It's too big and bulky. So what we did, we went to Cafe Express, and they're sending me another one. But I love the baseball cap. So here's that one. And so this is what it's going to look like. We had to redo the design, make it darker and richer. What has happened, they told me, is that the ink seeps through the material and it takes away from it. So we had to redesign it, kind of make it darker colors, same colors but richer. So there it is. And I think that looks really cool. And then the cap is going to be a white one, baseball cap. And the if I like it well enough, which I'm sure I will, then I'm going to get another of the brown ones. And all they offer on Cafe Express is the brown, this one, and the white one. So that's coming up. So also these little buttons, like you see these for the pin shows and stuff, I already have those online. You can find those same place, Zazzle. The pin bug, then it's Larry's fountain pens. I don't know what else is on there. Also, coffee mugs, tumblers, and like this. We'll have it on there. It'll be me, Mr. Announcer, of course, like he's not really there, and Cubby, the assistant, and then fountain pens, different designs on them. So pretty cool. And they're all affordable. I don't make any money at it. No. Next, did I answer all that?
Let's see here. Oh, JJ, what I'm doing on the Rocket is to I've taken pictures of a bunch of his pens, and I'm just going to add some flames to it in Photoshop. We do thank you for the pin bug logo. It's really neat. We do have that transferred onto the computer. Okay, next email question is.
Well, JJ was the one that did the logo,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, JJ, when you get done, send me your address, okay? And that's all I'll say. Thank you, Jay.
Have you lived in Texas all your life?
Yep, born and raised in Texas, and I'll die in Texas.
Okay, next email question is, how big do you want your channel to grow?
I want it to at least a million, 5 million, a billion. I will. That's a good question. How big do I want it to grow? As ever big as it wants to grow. How's that?
Okay. Let's see. Question here. Do pen reviewers bond together and have some kind of club or support line?
Excellent question. Because when I first got into it, I thought they would unite. We all come real close. And that's not so. There's none of that going on. No. I do talk with another reviewer, maybe two, and really that's about it. Yeah, I am a bit disappointed. I had certain expectations, hopes, because my dream, and it still is a dream, for doing all this is not to make me some kind of fabulous stud movie star, Mr. Know-It-All, fountain pen person. That's not my reason. The reason behind me doing this, and pay close attention, and I'm serious as a heart attack. Well, as I said many times, is the passion and love that I have for fountain pens. Well, I wanted to create a reviewers team that we all got together and bonded and got tight, united as one and strong, so we could help the community, the people of the world, send them fountain pens so the kids could enjoy. There's so many poverties all over the world, in our own United States, our backyard. Send kids teenagers and adults fountain pens so they can be taught to use a fountain pen. Uh, and I think that's a great way of doing some educating on fountain pens from the vintage to the present. But in helping people the fountain pen way, uh, to actually get out in the community and visit and talk with people and share the fountain pen world with them, if that makes any sense. That's where my head's at. Okay.
Next email question. When is your next high-end pen coming? One that would be over $700.
Oh, well, believe it or not, I'm saving up for that, but I'm also saving up right now for a platinum music nib and a platinum president. But hopefully by the end of the year, and it may be that Vince Conti, the Charleston, I think is that red one, that red swirl, beautiful one that got ripped off, was it last year? Or there's a green one, really beautiful. So, and then one more is in the mind of thought. There's a Mont Blanc one to come out. The Fox something. I have it written down. I think that's like 600 or 700. But those are the pens I have in mind right now.
Alex asks, how many pens do you have in your collection?
Well, let me see, real fast. 24, 50, 100, 200, 240, 280, 330, 330, 340, 350, 60, 70, 80, 286, 7, 88, 9, 90, 4, 2, 8, 408, 12, 60, 24, 27, 28, over 560 pens, maybe a little more, give or take one. Oh, 68, two more, over 570, give or take more.
Okay, another email question. How true is it that you lost all your money when you got ill?
Oh, it's very true. I was actually sitting on top of the world. I finally got promoted through ranks from direct care, shift leader, house manager, supervisor to a program manager. And I must have had 80, 90 staff under me. I had 4 supervisors. I had probably about 60 clients. So I finally made decent money. Not enough, but decent. And then I started the yard service. And there I made some excellent top-notch money. And I got so big that I had to hire a small crew, get a truck, blah, blah, blah. Well, 401k grew, savings account grew, checking account grew. I had money. So I'm saving up because I'm going to retire early, I thought. I'm going to buy a small RV, and me and my doggy, we're going to travel all over the U.S. because there's a lot of the U.S. I've never seen until that bad, darkened day, 2006. When that happened, after 3 months, they keep your job for you. I lost that. lost my house, my SUV, both trucks, car, motorcycle. I say job, yeah. And then uh, on the money, my 401k and my savings and checking account, which I shouldn't have done, but I thought it was the right thing to do. I had all these expenses, doctors, hospitals, uh, physical therapist. I I had everything. I didn't know that, like in hospitals, uh, you'll get a bill from the ER and everything they use, plus the doctor. Then the anesthesia is different if they're not in network, and all this stuff went on and on. So the bill was astronomical. And I was in ICU, then moved into a regular floor, then moved to Health South therapy for months, and it just added up and added up. Uh, and then you had to have a bed at home and wherever whom was going to be at. Can you believe it? Going to go out of the hospital and no house because there's no more nothing. So, long story short, all the money I had, I divided it up between hospitals and doctors, physical therapists, to anybody owed money, and with a letter explaining my situation. And there was no money left. So, from time to time, I'll still get a bill saying you owe 50, 60,000 for this and that. So it wiped me out completely. In my 401k, I drew out after I got penalized from the government. I think I walked away with 100 and something. And then, of course, my checking and my savings. I didn't have anything left trying to send people dividing money up. So, yeah, it was a total nightmare. So, yeah, I am really broke. Oh, well, can't take it with you, right? Next question.
That's all the email questions for today.
Wow, that was quite a bit of questions I got, and I want to thank everybody that sent emails. So, if you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, feel free, and Mr. Announcer will give you that email address.
That is LarryB0711 at gmail.com. LarryB0711 at gmail.com.
And again, hit that like button if you liked it, the videos. Don't forget to hit that little bell. That's going to let you know when I have videos coming up. And share the heck out of it, and let's get the word out, because it's you guys that get me out. Okay, for you folks that are on YouTube only, if you're interested, I do have Facebook group going on there with also the Larry the Pinbug Pin Pals that's going on there at the time. So if you dig writing letters, what a great way to use your pens, inks, and paper. So, anything you saying there?
Okay, hello to Steve. Are there any solid gold nibs coated with a metal?
All right, let's shoot that out to the viewers. You're welcome. Who would like to take on that question? We'll give that a minute. Go ahead, David, take it.
Let's see, Alex. Okay, Alex, I'm not sure what you're asking. What was your first fountain pen that you bought? Do you know?
Yeah, it was a Jinhao 599. It was a transparent blue and a red one.
Okay, hello, Catchper. And what fountain pen do you use on a daily basis?
Wow, it's whatever's in rotation. I don't have just one certain pen that I actually use every day. I if I have 12 pins I'm carrying, if I have 15 pins I'm carrying, I'll write with some, and then I'll use a different one, then a different one. But I'm trying to get in the habit of doing that. And when I do that, I'm going to try for a while with my Monteverde uh, Sequoia fountain pens. I made the nib to my liking more because the nib was for me not what I wanted to get me to use it more, if you understand. So I made the nib wetter, and I love it now. And the other one, I'm using a Noodler's Flex in it, and it's really a great pen. So I would probably use those more on a daily basis, and I just wash them out, if that's any helpful to you.
Okay, hello to Ulysses. Thanks for coming in. Nothing else yet.
Okay.
Okay, specification on the question, why are gold nibs coated with another metal?
Okay, David C., you want to take that one? I'm sure anybody can take that one. I'll let the viewers answer that one. Remember, you got to put gold on something. Okay, thank you, Michelle. Well, if Michelle asks your question, she knows what she's talking about. Michelle is together on fountain pens. Anything else?
Not yet.
I'm just kind of sitting here, checking everything out, letting the viewers talk to each other, and I can make faces.
Sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time.
I'm sitting here resting my bones, and this loneliness won't leave me alone. So grab a fountain pen. Anything? Nope. I like it how it comes on my iPad and it goes away. What is it? Oh, there's writing. Dig it, Frank. The platinum and rhodium. It's your thing. It's a thing. Do what you want to do. I want to show something, but Frank, are you on there? And just you, not Kara?
I
No,
think they're both there.
Oh, I can't show you, Frank. Sorry. Oops. Won't show you.
Books are a reason made it in. Hello.
Hello, books.
What are your favorite inks for fine and extra fine nibs?
Well, you know, what crosses my mind is Diamine and Monteverde had some really great inks that are really nice and wet. Um, they're really good. Some of them, and some of the noodles are really good to lubricate your pens with as well. Uh, so any of those, um, let me look up here. Uh,
Steve, I'm sorry I got behind on the answering there.
so some Robert Oyster, like I said, Diamine, Monteverde, are just a few, some Mont Blancs and some Sailor inks. I think what I'll do, I'll make a note of that on my next live chat. I will give a more detailed answer on that. How's that? In fact, I'll make a note of that. Anything else?
Not yet.
I wrote that down. So,
Hello, Anna Daisy Bird. What is your favorite black ink for everyday use?
oh, that's a good one. Okay. Well, I have been using a lot of the L. Lawrence noodlers. I kind of like that ink, but Cross. I like the Cross ink. There's a Mont Blanc ink that I like a lot. So those are just some of the blanks I think I have. And the Blackstone Stump. Okay.
We've also got some recommendations for a Noodler's Borealis Black, Monteverde Raven Noir, and Platinum Carbon Black. And hello to Farad, who made it in today. Nothing else yet.
Letting the questions come in. So I do the less talking.
Steve likes his Diamine Caribbean Blue that he got.
Yeah, that's a good one.
JJ says R&K Archival Black and Diatramentis Document Black are also nice. Michelle says Diamine is a good ink, but in her dry climate, it dries rather quickly.
Oh, that's interesting. Michelle, where are you at?
Okay, Platinum Carbon, Colorado, she's in Colorado. Okay. Platinum Carbon can ruin the handle if not washed for a long time. How long is it possible to store the carbon in such a pen as a Lamy All-Star? The ink Platinum Carbon.
I've never used it.
Yeah, we've not used the Platinum Carbon.
So maybe the viewers, whoever have used that Platinum Carbon, maybe they can answer that, because I have yet to use that ink.
A couple of answers with no problem.
David has. What did David say?
He's just asking some.
Well, folks, I think that's going to wrap this chat live up. All right? Okay, until next week, I will see you guys again. And you guys stay safe and healthy. Peace. Later, guys.